start with the process approach. And this is about the orientation of the organization towards customer requirements. Basically, what customer requires. If suppose customer is not satisfied, then there is no point in establishing the entire management system. So similarly, the entire organization is focused in the direction of the customer.
In this portion, custom organization should involve completely on customer focus, or like as previous you said that it has to take care of the stakeholders.
Both the things, but first customers are more important, na? See, because if customers are not satisfied, they will not buy the product. If they will not buy the product, the company cannot run. No profits, nothing. So what will stakeholders do? Nothing. So customer is much more important. Then we will see about continual improvement of the quality management system. Customer requirements. Okay, now this is PDCA cycle. Plan, do, check, act. So this was invented by Professor Deming, and it is also called as Deming's loop. So initially, to carry any kind of work, now suppose to carry out analysis of soil or to make a certain software, initially we will plan. So what we will do, initially these are the customer requirements. We will give the input over here, and from the entire process we will get the output, and our product will be a satisfied customer. And how this entire process will run, that we will see. So initially, to carry out any kind of work, it starts with the responsibility of top management responsibility. They are responsible for giving you and providing you necessary resources, workplace, everything, so that you can manufacture or do that service product. And that is called as resource management, because without resources, without good computers, without anything, person cannot work. So all these resources will be provided. With help of all these resources, you will try to finalize the product, and that is called as product realization. To finalize the product, you will take inputs from the customer, understand his requirements, give the input, do the entire processing of to realize what product he needs, what service he needs. So you will try to realize his requirements, and finally you will give the output. And if during the output stage, if the product is not good, then you will try to do measurement, and you will try to analyze what is the problem, and you will try to make an improvement on that. Even though the product is good and customer is satisfied, you will keep on enhancing your services. What best I can do so that I can be ahead of my competitors. So measurement, analysis and improvement will be a part of your daily routine cycle. You will keep on improving. So whatever measurement, analysis and improvement that you do, you will inform to the top management. Yeah, I need a new machine now so that we can improve. Once again, the management will be responsible for providing the resources. So like this cycle keeps on continuing, and this is called as process model. And by applying this process model, we can continually improve the quality management system. And this is entirely based on customer satisfaction. So this is called as Deming's quality loop, PDCA cycle: plan, do, check and act. The main thing, process and procedure. process is not equivalent to procedure. Procedure is for the process. Have you understood that?
Yes.
Okay. So process is definition. What process? Process of collecting the soil. Procedure is how to collect the soil sample. So example, buying bread, and procedure how to buy the bread, transport, method of payment, like this. Let us consider what is overlapping process. Now this is the customer need. So now planning is done in two stages: annual planning, monthly planning, daily planning, and planning review. And based on the planning, production is being done. And how much we have to do the production on daily basis, and daily planning is directly given to the production department by the planning division. And based on this production, planning is being reviewed whether whatever things are planned is being carried out as per the requirements or not. So also planning affects the purchase measuring equipment, calibrating of the measuring equipment, and measuring the product. So this is applicable to your organization in much more way.
How it affects the annual planning, monthly planning,
See,
customer orders.
okay, now suppose this is the overlapping processes. Now there are two kind of process. Now a basic process is collecting the soil sample, and not many test samples are given. So what processes will be done so that you can carry out day-to-day work? The things which are there on the topmost priority will be carried out first, and which are on the second priority will be carried out later. But there are not many processes, and each and every process is overlapping. Now you are doing two processes at one single time. First process, you have sent somebody to collect the sample. Second process, you are doing that you are analyzing the samples, testing the samples. So these two processes are being done at the same moment, and both the processes are overlapping. Similarly, planning, production, purchase, equipment, calibrating, measurement, product. So these are not many processes, and all these processes are overlapping each other. So in one particular company, there are not many processes, and they are interrelated with each other. Without one, the other cannot perform. It's okay now. The second example, parallel activities and processes. Now customer has given the order, then you will plan that within how many days we have to deliver the order, and one particular day how many samples we are going to test. So we have to test the samples which we have to send it today, then which we have to send it tomorrow, that you will plan for tomorrow, and then you will organize delivery. This is a parallel process, and finally you will test the samples and then you will dispatch the results. This is called as parallel process. Nothing is overlapping. Now, what are the basic principles of TQM? So TQM speaks about the customer focus, then people focus, process approach, and self positioning. That is total quality management. The customer should be satisfied. All the processes in the organization are very systematic, and there is an approach to each and every process. People are the most important part of any organization. Without people, organizations cannot survive. And self-positioning. It means the position of the people with relevant to their qualifications in that particular department. So process approach is a description of everything is there in the notes, so no need to write. You are having all these slides are given to you. So process approach is description of the processes, responsibilities, interfaces, interrelations and measures. Responsibility of the people for that particular process, interface of that process, interrelations, how collection of soil is related to the testing of the soil, and what are the measures. So this is simple about the process approach, and with this the organization can run smoothly. Now you can see what are the advantages of process management. Can you read this one by one? Yes, Fazal, you can read.
Okay, constraint is and its value, result organization for the process measure, process in this process, effect hence, new outputs from the output maximum, provides sense of process, provides from organization objectives, strong involvement of people by creative process, honors the steps.
So we can have more concentration, we can increase the value of our products. Then result orientation with process measures. What results we need? Correct software, correct analysis report. So if we have control of all the process, then and then only we can get correct results. Increase in process effectiveness. Suppose if you are sending a person to collect the soil, if it takes too much of time, then you can monitor that how we can make the collection of soils more effective. Then new impetus for improvement action. What improvements you can make? Now suppose if you think that entire thing should be good, it is not possible. On which process you need to make improvement? So it is step by step process. Then you will prioritize the process derived from organization's objectives. So which is the topmost priority, you will make emphasis on that and then you will try to improve that process. And stronger involvement of the people by creating process owners and teams. Then you can involve people fully to achieve the objectives of the organizations just by making teams. Now for this particular process there is an entire team and one person will be nominated as a team leader. So there is stronger involvement of the people by creating process owners and team members, leaders like this. Just have a look on it. So there are not many types of processes. Three main types: management process, core process, support process. Management process, it means they are the people who will be coordinating with the lot many companies so that they can test the soil. Core process is the lab where they really test the samples, and support process is you are sending people to collect the samples. They are supporting you to test the process. So these are the support people, and core people, the people in the lab, and management process, the people who are to do the marketing and everything. And this is important, they will ask in the examination. So when they ask in this examination, describe any three type of process and give examples of each. Then you can write all these three, and you can write that management process, people who are doing marketing for collecting of soil samples, core process, people in the lab, and support process, people who are sent outside to collect the samples. Like this you can write. So what are the key processes? Vision, policy and strategy. So these are the key process. Know-how, then increase in value, direct customer benefit and future customer benefit. So for all these small processes, this should be focused on the vision of the organization, quality policy of the organization, and strategies so that we can meet the quality. And this is by knowing about the entire process very well. We should know the process completely. Then we should try to increase the value of the process just by giving value additions, what best we can do to that process. Direct customer benefit, if the process is very good, but if it is not benefiting the customer, then what's the use? Suppose for televisions, we make televisions which are running on only 220 volts. But if that is not, and that is one of the very best television, but that supply is not there over here, and it is everything is 110 volts. Then what is the use? So it is not benefiting to the customer directly. So also future customer benefits, such as that audio video inputs which I was saying, future requirements. So even it should benefit the customers in future also. So these are the key processes. Examples of key process. This you can read out. Mohammed. One by one.
Examples for key process. Insurance company. Development of insurance services, customer services, target group marketing, risk acceptance, investment of assets. Manufacturing company, product development, production planning and control, order processing, distribution. Dealers, this restocking, setup and establishment of new shop, people development, investigation into buying habits, range planning.
Arrange. So anything you would like to ask? Just key process, simple processes. You can also identify what are the key process for your organization.
This is the key process, huh?
Yes, small processes.
Small process.
Okay. Now let us see what is the correlation between the main process and partial process. So purchasing is the main process, and which are the partial process which they're supporting them. Now for purchase department, now there is one person who is inviting all the offers, second person is comparing the offers, third person is supplying the auditors, fourth person is placing the order, fifth person is the transport people who are delivering the good. So all these are supporting people, and this is called as partial process, and the main process is of purchasing. So you can say in your case, main process testing of soil in labs, partial process, then you can note out all sub processes. So they may ask you in the examination. You should be able to write. No, there is one of the examples of the process step, departmental matrix. So there are following processes in the following departments: sales, production, purchasing, accounts, logistics, and development. Which are the partial process for sales? The sales is related to production. On production, there may be 3-4 partial process, and this may be interrelated with the purchasing. Because after production only purchase can happen, and after purchasing goes to the accounts, and after accounts it goes to the development. So like this flowcharts you can make of your own. Process steps, departmental matrix. There is no any hard and fast rule that it should be in this similar manner. It depends upon the requirement of the organization of the company. Just an example has been given. We will start with internal quality auditor training. We will focus on ISO 9001-2000 requirements. Now in your training notes we have provided a student version which you can see later, and in that student version there is entire standard, and the entire standard is of these 8 elements. First, introduction, then scope, normative references, terms and definitions, quality management system, management responsibility, resource management, product realization, measurement, analysis, and improvement. And why this standard is required? So that the organization can demonstrate its ability to consistently provide product. In your case, the product is the lab analysis to meet customer and applicable regulatory requirements. Regulatory requirements in your case is much more applicable as per the requirements of the government authorities, soils and everything, pollution, lot many things. So it can also enhance customer satisfaction through effective application of system. So we can enhance the customer satisfaction also. You can see the list of clauses and sub clauses. 4.1 general requirements, then 4.2 documentation requirements, 4.2.1 Now you can see the student version. Just open the student version. I can help you, yeah, this. Now this is the introduction, okay? Then, yeah, that is all about the introduction. Then this is scope, this is normative references, this is terms and definitions. And then it starts from here, quality management system. You can make some light if you need. Present, you need some light? Okay. So you can see 4.2.1 general, 4.2.2 quality manual, 4.2.3 control of documents, 4.2.4 control of records. So everything, a brief description of each and every clause is given in the standard. And these are the remaining clauses and sub-clauses. Clause 5, management responsibility, management commitment, responsibility, authority and communication. Then management review, resource management, there is provision of resources and infrastructure. So this all also you can see. List of clauses and sub-clauses, product realization, design and development, it is 7.3, purchasing 7.4, 7.5, production and service provision, then control of monitoring and measuring devices.
So these lists were not there in previous ISO.
Well, some of the things were there, but it is modified as per the new standard. Initially there were 20 elements and right now it is only 8 elements. And old is obsolete, nobody uses that now. It is already expired. Also for the 8 you can see measurement, analysis and improvement. 8.1 general, 8.2 monitoring and measurement, 8.2.1 customer satisfaction, 8.2.2 internal audit, 8.2.3 monitoring and measurement of the processes, 8.2.4 monitoring and measurement of product. Like this, 8.3 is control of non-conforming product, 8.4 analysis of data, and 8.5 improvement. So all these clauses have been given. And whenever we do the audit based on the requirements of the standard. So we'll start with audit methodology, how to audit. So there are 6 steps of assessment. First, see, now whenever you do the internal audit, you won't directly start doing the audit to any of the departments. Now a person cannot audit his own department. Now suppose, I think that you might be knowing. So now suppose in another department your friend may be there. So initially you will set this in. Initially you will give him a telephone call that on so and so date we will have the internal audit. Are you prepared for that as per your convenience? And these are the timings. Initially you will try to call him. Then if it is suitable, then you will set the audit. Means you will plan the audit. And when you reach to his department, don't start auditing directly. Just tell him, how are you?
Introduction.
Yeah, just general, okay? How are you? Is everything fine? Just order for tea, coffee. Make yourself and the auditee relaxed, and then you can start the audit. And you should also make him know that these are the things which you are going to audit. And because it's an internal audit, means you have to you have to set the scene and be friendly. Means it is not friendly in that terms. Means your auditee should be relaxed, so that you can perform the audit very good. Then you should establish the basics, that these are the things that we are going to audit, and then you can perform the audit. And you should confirm the process. Now what you are going to audit is always on the process. So you will say that I will audit the process of sampling or whatever process it may be in your case. So you will confirm the process, and you will search for objective evidence. Auditor never tries to find out mistakes. Auditor doesn't mean that he is with the gun and he is going to shoot everybody. He is searching for objective evidence so that the company is in compliance to ISO 9001:2000. Auditor never searches for the mistakes. Mistakes, they arise, but he is trying to search for the objective evidence. Then he checks back whether everything is according to the process or not. Whatever he is auditing is as per the process or not. If it is compliant, then okay, close the audit. If there is any non-conformances, record the deficiency. Then you tell him whether any improvements can be done in his process or not. If yes, then give him suggestions. What client value suggestions? And then you record the potential for improvement and give him an improvement note. And then finally you close out the auditing. In this way you do the auditing. So this all entire from 2 to 5, you see how do you check the compliance for that particular process, and this final is how do you give value additions to that audit. So audits are always for adding value to that particular organizations. Audit is never a fault finding activity. It is a method for improvement. So what is the process model? You need to identify the process and where are the plans of these processes. Now for any process, you need control over that entire process. And what control you will have? Control over the procedures, specification, training and objectives. What input you will give? Material information, samples and everything. And what mechanism you will use to do the test? You will use people, equipment, everything. And finally, for the entire process of testing, you will plan, and as per the organization directions, you will carry out the process of testing the samples. And finally, you will get the output of the test results. Now, what are the things that you will audit for a particular process? That is accessible elements of a process. You will define the input. What are the inputs? And you will also see what is the desired output, objectives. Whether those objectives are being met or not. That also you will audit. You will also see the mechanism, how the output has to be achieved, how the results of this sample has to be achieved. Then you will also audit the controls, how the process will operate consistently, effectively and efficiently. That also you will try to see. And how the processes relates to the other processes. How the process of collecting the sample relates to the process of testing the sample. That also you will audit. So these are the accessible elements for any particular process. Now what are controls? So actually they are written procedures, work instructions, procedure how to test the sample, how to collect the sample, how to eliminate the bugs, how to make the software. These are the procedures. The controls to be applied may be documented in the realization planning exercise. Then now suppose what is realization planning? You are planning that how we need to test the samples, and so all these controls, that how the controls have to be applied, that you can plan when you realize when you plan that how the sample will be tested. So and everything may be documented as per that. And the controls could be computer system. Just make everything in computer, checklist, photographs, video, training, or a documented procedure. It can be anything, so that you can apply controls over that. Now, what are the basic types of audits? Audits are of three types: system audit, process audit, and product audit. Now for the system audit, you can access the whole quality system, that is the entire management system. For the process audit, you will check only one particular process of the organization, that is a manufacturing process and methods, process for collecting the soil sample or anything. And product audit, now suppose in your case, product audit may be the entire software which you have prepared, and after application whether it is giving certain kind of bugs or not. So that is the product audit. You are going to access the product quality. So these are the three types of audit, and this is important for the examination: system audit, process audit, and product audit.
Only we have classified in three types.
Yeah, three types. System is the entire company, process is the one particular process of the company, product is the final product of the company.
Process audit and the process or the procedure audit. Process audit. I think
Process audit
Yeah.
is the audit of the entire process,
Uh,
and whether that entire process is being done as per the procedure or not. Procedure, the auditor should know. Now, comparison of process and product audits. So what is the purpose and objective? That we are confirming the product characteristics, and also we are accessing the processes with the objective of improving them. Then the object is the products, and for the products there are the processes. This is the process in which we can get the product. And what are the characteristics which we are going to audit? Dimensions, surface conditions. On what basis we are going to check the dimensions, that is parameters, sequences, everything. And what are the documents which will be supporting us so that we can audit, that is drawing, technical supply conditions. Based on this, we will check machine setting and maintenance plans. So that is a comparison of process and product audit. Now, this is the entire process and this is the entire product. If you want to audit the process, check these parameters. If you want to audit the product, check these parameters. And these are the audit criteria. Based on this audit criteria, You will audit the product and you will audit the process. Have you understood? Shall we move?
These are only limited here for product, only 4-5 checking.
No. Just an example.
Just example.
It can be not many parameters, 100, 200 parameters. As per your company, it is just a basic idea which I am giving. There is also another comparison, types of audit. Internal audit, external audit and third party audit. Internal audit, that is by company on itself. That is, you do your own audit, that is internal quality audits. External audit, it is second party by customers or suppliers. Do you face Aramco's audit sometimes or any external?
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
Aramco visits and check the laboratories and
Yeah.
everything audits.
Yeah, that is called as second party audit.
External audit.
External means that is second party audit.
They are audit inside the company.
Yeah, that is you do, your friend, your colleague from another department will audit your department. Second party is by Aramco. And why Aramco? Because Aramco is interested in your services. That is called as second party. Third party, it means my company, RWTOV, the company from the Germany, we are not interested in your services. We are not interested in testing our soil from your company. Just like cricket third empire.
Yes.
Means we will check your organization and based on the requirements of Aramco. If it is meeting them, then we will give you a certificate. That is called as third party audit. It is an independent. Independent means we are not concerned with your services. Just we will audit, and this certification is having much more value. And it is called as ISO 9000 and 2000 certification. And certification is mostly provided by independent agency. They are not having interest, any kind of interest in that organization. Now, let us see the process of second party audit. Customer is the first party on it himself. Now, for second party, consider case of Aramco, customer considers purchasing. Okay, that is Aramco is planning to purchase something from your organization. Then it will set up the system. They will consider the risk, what is the risk in dealing with this client. Then they decide to audit. Then audit is carried out. Audit is reported. If they find everything is good, then they place the order. And also means they will examine the supply system of first party auditing. They will also see how is your internal quality audits, whether it is good or bad. That is also important. And also they have to set up level of control. And they have to give the rating of follow-up. That what is the level in which the entire system is set and whether it is being as per the documented procedure or not. Now, what is the purpose of the audit? So that we can indicate deficiencies, we can suggest improvements, and we can introduce corrective actions.
Whatever the deficiencies in our
System.
we
You can indicate, you can come to know, then you can suggest improvements and give a corrective action. So what is a quality management audit? It is an audit carried out against its memory, means checklist, procedures and policy, to independently examine without having interest in that particular department, and it should be with objective evidence. There should be evidence where you can find the non-conformances really, which is not based, which is not something very blank, or which is not stated by you yourself because of some personal conflicts or something of that kind. So, and verify or otherwise compliance with specified requirements. If it is not as per the specified requirements, then and then only you can give the non-conformance.
Within your company, you should be examining the product as purchaser.
Yeah.
As
You,
not,
you have to independently verify,
Yeah.
like third party, without having interest in that. No doubt he will be your friend or colleague, but still you have to audit in that fashion only. Now let us come to the definition of what is audit. You can read this. So audit is systematic, independent and documented process for obtaining audit evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which audit criteria are fulfilled. Systematic, independent, documented process. Whatever you need to audit, it is well documented. You are going to have all the checklists and everything. Based on that, you will just take yes or no. For obtaining audit evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which the audit criteria, for which purpose you are doing the audit, that criteria will be fulfilled. Now you can see.
The last page, who is it? The last page.
I think it may be there. I will show you afterwards.
Okay.
What are the reasons for audit? You can see regular inspection of quality systems, changes to the quality system, introducing new products, cutting quality related cost, cases of complaint, assessing suppliers, checking corrective actions, compliance with quality systems, compliance with contractual requirements, provide information for system review, and increase quality awareness, provide customer satisfaction, and reduce internal costs. So these are the basic reasons why do we do the audit. Any doubt on this?
Assessing suppliers.
That is, Aramco will assess you before placing order on you. Is it okay? So what are the reasons for internal audit? So we can say that ISO 9001 standard, it requires, that is mandatory, that we have to carry out internal audits. You can control mechanism which is utilized by the management. You can have control over each and everything. Then you can correct all the non-conformances before you go for third-party certification. You can also have reduction in the quality cost, and also you can prevent reoccurrence of non-conformances, and also you can have the opportunity for process improvement.
Non-conformances means
Whatever mistakes that you find during the audit is what is non-conformance, and it is, we can say that it is not conforming to the requirements as per the objectives and as per the goals of the quality management system.
Rejected, how many rejected?
Yeah,
Rejected or
rejected or it can be non-conformance.
and it should not be reoccurred.
Yeah, they reoccurred. No, yeah, that is the thing. You have to prevent the reoccurrence of non-conformance just by giving corrective actions on that. And similarly, you can improve the process improvement. Now, with the help of the audit, it is checked if the quality assurance measures have been established to a sufficient extent various processes, whether each and every process is working as per the specific requirements of the management system, as per the documented procedures, plans, work instructions. Then the established quality assurance measures are being implemented. Whether whatever is implemented, that is, there is one saying, do what you say what you do, and document what you did. So it is being implemented as per the established quality policy or not. And the third, that you will see that the quality assurance measures are being effective or not. Whatever the measures which are being taken for the quality assurance department, now this quality assurance department, they will come out with lot many examples or lot many decisions, whether all the decisions have been implemented in a very effective way or not. That also we will try to see. Now, what are the audit standards? The current audit standards consist of ISO 10011 Part 1, that is Quality Management System Auditing, ISO 10011, that is Qualification Criteria for QMS Auditors, and ISO 10011, that is Part 3, Managing a QMS Audit Program. So this all are old standards, but the new standard is ISO 190011, that is guidelines on both QMS and EMS auditing, and it is already published.
EMS.
That is Environmental Management System. So what are the audit bases? That is quality system standards, quality manuals, operational procedures, customer requirements, company standards, and regulatory requirements. Based on all this, you will perform the audit. You will audit whether as per the manual, as per the procedure for that particular process, and whether the company is working as per the customer requirements or not. So everything you will see. So audits are comprising of 3 stages. that is planning and preparation, performance, reporting and follow-up.
Planning and preparation for a particular object,
Yeah.
process.
Reporting and follow-up. Preparatory phase of an audit. How will you prepare yourself for the audit? First, you will prepare an audit plan that on so and so date I will visit so and so department at so and so time. Supplying the applicable documents, you will tell to your colleague that on this particular day I will audit this particular process from so and so time, and these are the things which I am going to audit. And selecting the auditors. Then suppose you are the management representative, then you will select the auditors. Now from this department this person will audit that person from that particular department. So that is preparatory phase for an audit. Now what will you consider during the planning? Initially, you will establish the audit purpose. You will also define the scope of audit. You will also determine the quality system requirements. Then you will nominate the team leader. Then you will determine the scale of audit and resources. At what level you have to do the audit and what resources you need. Then you will consider past audit results. What were the non-conformances during the past internal audit, whether those have been resolved or not. That also you will try to see. And you will also consider current problems. What are the current problems in this particular department? That also you will try to see. And you will consider management concerns. Now suppose the management is not interested in that particular department, so audit as per that only. So it depends. Now suppose that for management is not considered in that particular department, you must improve that. So you will try to find out smallest to smallest thing and what improvement can be done on that. So audit is never a fault finding activity. Always remember that. It is a method for improvement. So what improvements that you can suggest to that particular department that you will try to see. So these are the planning considerations. Any doubt on this? Audit scope means only that particular process you will audit. And that will be agreed between you and your colleague in this department. Any doubts?
Is there any scale here in measurement? Scale means what level?
No, there is no such. For auditing, na? Okay, that is based on the requirements of the company only. Now, see, whatever things are documented, based on that documents only you are going to audit. Do what you say what you do, and document what you did, and audit what you do, say, and document. It is something of that kind. Now we will see what are the planning considerations. We will also consider the priorities of the management. How does the management prioritize? What are the top priority? Which department is of topmost priority? IT department, sales department, or the lab department? You will try to audit that first. Then you will prepare and agree a program, audit program, that on this particular date we will conduct the internal audit. Then we will contact the auditee by telephone or anyhow and agree the dates. Then you will visit to the auditee if required. that on so and so that, because if you're not knowing the location or where, which department, where it is, because a company like Aramco will keep on searching. So it depends. You will visit the audit team. Then you will audit. You will brief the audit team that for on so and so that myself and my colleague, we both are going to come, and we both are so and so people in this so and so department, and we will audit your company. Then you will prepare checklist. That based on this checklist we are going to audit, and the team leader is going to approve the checklist. And based on this checklist we are going to audit. Okay, it's only 12:15. Do you need a break now for the prayer and lunch? Okay. So we'll have, you can go for mosque is over here. Just you can accompany both of you, and then we'll have a lunch now.